Hi, I'm Ken Jr. and welcome to TrainWorld TV. Here you'll find the latest and greatest in model trains. If you're a returning subscriber, welcome back. And if you're new to our channel, we're glad you're here, and I invite you to click the subscribe button and hit that bell notification so you'll never miss a video. Now, we'd also love to send you exclusive deals and special announcements that you won't find anywhere else. So be sure to sign up for our emails, TW Text, and stay connected with us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and TikTok. Now, you can find all the links in the description box below or trainworld.com. And without further ado, enjoy today's video. And good evening, everybody, and welcome to TrainWorld TV. Tonight, we have another action-packed episode, and it's continuing the O-Scale TrainWorld Virtual Week. And do we have a lineup for you tonight? The dynamic duo. I guess I always say Batman and Robin, but there's always an argument with that, so we can't go with that. But
I think Laurel and Hardy is a little more appropriate.
There you go. And we have the favorite of the bunch, Rich Foster and Andy Edelman. Rich Foster of MTH and Andy Edelman of Prime Mover Communications. How are you both doing tonight?
We're doing great, Kenny, and I want to personally thank you for doing this and really reaching out to folks throughout the industry. It means a lot. Some folks can't get to York, and there's some manufacturers that can't get there. So I appreciate you exposing all those other manufacturers as well as us. Thank you.
You got it. You're going to have to take a break. All the talking you have to do over the last 4 or 5 days is going to wear you out.
That's it. And along with Rich and Andy tonight, we also have Ken Sr. joining us. How you doing, Dad?
I'm doing good, Ken. It was a rough day, and like I told Rich and Andy, I need a little train therapy tonight to make my day a little better now. It's just a rough day, and I like talking trains. Trains is a great way to relax the day and just talk about what's moving forward and what's coming out, and new catalogs, new brochures, everything's good in the train industry. Things are still cranking. There ain't no, no economy crisis here yet. That's for sure.
All right. And I guess to cheer up your day, why don't we start it off with a nice raffle? And we're going to give away a TrainWorld foam finger. and put in the chat either hashtag I love Rich or I love Andy and the state you're from, and we'll pick out one winner. I am kind of curious if we get more Andys or Riches. So.
They have none of the above choice.
So we're going to raffle this off. Put it in the chat, either I love Andy or I love Rich and the state you're from. And it's all in good fun. So we'll put it out there.
Zeros? How about just choo-choo Andy, choo-choo Rich instead of I love?
God,
I
don't know. Either one works, but we have an action-packed agenda today, and Ken Sr. was asking about an agenda, and Andy is the most prepared man in the industry, and he gave me it's got to be a good oh man, maybe like 15 pages of good train talk. So
And we already see the I Love Andy comments coming in, but we also got I Love Rich. So a lot of good stuff. A lot of good stuff. Yep, I love Andy. Yep, they're rolling in now. And we got the choo choo Andy. Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
I don't have to work under these conditions.
And we got Tennessee, North Carolina. The love for you two is throughout the whole world, guys. So we appreciate you being good sports about it.
Are you guys going to come out of the closet or anything? What do you think?
Excuse me?
Not that there's anything wrong with that, but I like to keep my personal life private. Thank you.
I don't know about that. You've done some things over the years that I would say are not private.
Well, yeah, but I've matured.
Really? Your wife now?
No.
Okay.
All right. So we're going to keep it more on track now. And we'll start with Andy and Rich, and we'll see what they got in store for us tonight.
Well, thank you, Kenny. I think that just to make it simple for everybody, we'll try to just give you a quick agenda. And that way, if we get off topic, not that ever happens, somebody can jump up in a comment and tell us to get back to where we ought to be. So obviously, MTH is going to be at York. And most people don't know that because we didn't really promote it very well. So whoever you hire for your marketing should have done a better job.
They failed miserably and informed in his defense, it was kind of a late decision to go. But yes, we will be there.
So they really won't have the kind of booth that people are used to because they don't have any materials anymore. So you're doing hand puppets? Interpretive dance.
Got to bring people into the booth somehow.
All right. What are you going to wear? A kilt or anything? Or
I'm not sure yet. The wardrobe's up in the air.
Okay. So. All right. So anyway, Rich will be there. I'll be at York as well, but not helping Rich out. He's going to solo this, and he'll probably call me up at some point and ask me to come over and help. But
we actually will have a couple of our parts guys will be with me. So if you want to talk to them, get a feel for their new business, sure, stop on by, and we'd love to see you.
The other person that won't be there that we really would like to be there so he could answer all the questions, and we'll talk about it a little bit later, is Dave Kriebel. And he could give us the insight as to where we're at with DCS and the new Wi-Fi TIU. We'll talk about that in a bit. But he's afraid to go because he doesn't want to catch any grief, I believe. I think that's really what it is. In addition to the DCS thing, which I'm going to jump into in a few moments here, we'll talk about some recent arrivals and some upcoming arrivals. Yeah. And we'll talk about a lot of the custom run stuff that we've been doing for TrainWorld. Of course, anybody that's been following the MTH newsletters knows that there's been just a ton of products announced over the last 24 months, 18 months, something like that. And it's a different business model from what's been done in the past at MTH. Obviously, the big, thick catalogs that my team put together are no longer, and that's a big load off my shoulders. But the variety really hasn't changed much, so my shoulders are still weighed down. I have to do push-ups every morning.
I understand. You're in good shape.
Yeah, it's tough.
But no, we are still offering an awful lot of product, and the custom runs really help as well. So we'll get into that too.
Indeed. So why don't we just jump right over to the DCS stuff and give everybody the great news, and then maybe not so great news.
Well, obviously, it's disappointing. We were aiming for this fourth quarter rollout of the new WTIU. That's really not going to happen this time because there's all kind of parts problems, shortages. They're tweaking the last of the some of the code issues as well, but we're right at the finish line there. They are continuing to try to improve the app as well during this while we're procuring the parts to finish to build these WTIUs. So we're probably looking at March or April at this point And for those who don't think they'll ever see it, believe me, we've got a lot invested in this project. So
it is happening.
It will happen, yes.
And what Rich said about the parts procurement is a real issue, and it's not just how it's affecting DCS; it's affecting locomotives. For those of you who have been looking for Protosound 3 locomotives to come out, they've been coming. The Atlas has been delivering some of theirs as well, but not near at the pace that I think folks are used to, and that's simply a real issue with
Yes.
with the components. In fact, it's kind of unscrupulous, as I understand it. We've had component orders in place for a year in some cases, I believe, on the DCS system, as well as on the PS3
Yes,
boards,
we have.
and the manufacturers have just flat out sold them out from underneath us. And so we've had to scramble and find alternatives, and that's just affected everything. And the DCS WTIU is certainly an example of that. I think one of the things that Rich was alluding to in terms of the code will be well received when these units do hit the road. For example, with the WIU component, the Wi-Fi component, your ability to communicate with DCS with your phone or your tablet is getting a lot of expansion with the new WTIU. So you'll be able to, for example, load sound files into engines with your phone or your tablet. You will no longer have to hook up all of the components to a computer.
New firmware, if that's released as well. So it's it'll be much simpler.
Yeah, for sure. And I think people will appreciate some of those things. I mean, you know, one of the things that DCS had from the get-go, and keep in mind that this is the 20th anniversary of DCS's release. It came out in the spring of 2022, or 2002, and it's now 2022. I can do math. That's 20 years. And it's amazing that those components, those original DCS systems, can be run with your phone today when you hook up a WIU to it. And obviously the WTIU is replacing that. But one of the features that Mike loved when he developed the feature set, thought up the feature set, was the ability to play music down the rail. And you'd hook up your CD player. Remember those?
Yes.
Yeah. Or your cassette player. Yeah. Now you can stream the music from your phone.
I was more of an 8-track guy.
Were you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, 8-track. Yeah, you could hammer that thing into the. Yeah, it's cool. Anyway, so you'll be able to stream it just like you can to a set of headphones. You could stream your Sirius broadcast or Spotify or whatever your music streaming source is right to your train with this new WTIU and the new app when it comes out. And they're supposed to release at the same time. So maybe the app comes out a little bit before, but it's paired up to go with the WTIU. So that's some big news, and that's I think people are going to appreciate that. They may not care so much about the sound, but the technology is pretty darn cool with it.
Yes, it is.
Any questions from you guys on DCS?
A lot of people were asking questions more on the app. I guess if the DCS isn't going to be really available for a little bit.
Yeah, I think the plan is to hold the app release with the WTIU, but I'll ask Dave about that tomorrow, and we should have an answer at York.
Yeah, we should know that answer at York.
And is it going to have a handheld remote at all, or is it just strictly through the phone? You
can use the old remotes, the handhelds. They're no longer being built because the processor was discontinued. But you can use that remote. I think you plug it in.
Yes.
You tether it to the TIU, the WTIU, and you'll be able to use it. You won't be able to do the walk around functionality that you could do with the remote and the older TIUs because there's no radio circuit in the WTIU that allows that remote to talk to it. The remote uses old 900 megahertz radio technology. So that would be your first portable home phones, basically, circa 1994, 5, 6, something like that. That was in that original, well, really all the TIUs.
All the TIUs.
And there's no room in the housing for, I don't even think they make those anymore, frankly, those transmitters.
I don't think so either, no.
So we obviously replaced it with the WIU, with the Wi-Fi receiver transmitter. So if you're using the old remote, you can do so, but you have to tether it to the WTIU.
Okay.
Oh.
All right. Are you guys going to sell your own pad, like your own pad that we can hold and punch?
You mean like an overlay over top of a a
No,
tablet?
I never have my computer in the right place or my phone in the right place. Maybe your own that we keep at the layout type of thing.
The other good news for handheld lovers is that once we get these, there's been obviously a shortage of any DCS equipment out there ever since really Mike announced he was retiring. There was a lot of panic buying. I think once we get this WTIU out in the field, it's going to free up some of that equipment so that you will be able to find another, older TIU or older handheld, I believe, easier than you can today. So,
So what you're saying is you think people are going to sell
it? It's just once you get right now, people are hoarding them because they are not sure they'll ever see DCS again. So that's just it'll be one hurdle out of the way.
Right. Sort of like when you wanted to get a boat during the pandemic and you couldn't because they were so expensive, and now you can buy them.
Correct.
Same.
And guys, on the WTIU, the pre-orders are huge. So if you're on the fence about it, I wouldn't wait too long because there's a lot of pre-orders already in the system, and I'm sure there's only X amount that's coming in the first batch. So if you want it on the first delivery, make sure you get your pre-order in, because it's a huge number. I mean, people definitely want it. They want to use their MTH trains, and now Atlas is also using the components as well in their trains. So it's becoming a universal remote and handheld or remote, I guess. So definitely get your pre-order in on them if you're thinking that you want it to be delivered right away.
Yeah, Ken makes a good point. I mean, one of the things that you guys have been struggling with is they have no space in their new facility. So there's very little inventory storage room. And I don't know where you're at on the first WTIU pre-sale production, but they'll probably come in and go out and come in and go out. And there'll be stretches where they're not available. It won't be like what we're seeing right now. But if you want it, you definitely should heed Ken's advice and get it on order. For sure.
And one last, sorry, Andy, just one last question on that. Timberez wants to know, will sound be supported from app to WIU or only WTIU?
So that's a WTIU function. What the question is when you're sending sound or you want to load up a new sound set to a locomotive or those kind of things. The only way that works is when the app is talking to a WTIU, not to a WIU or the old TIU. It can obviously talk to those, but you wouldn't be able to, if you just had a TIU and a WIU set up, the app won't allow you to send the files over.
Not those files.
Right.
You can still play music, obviously, in the old system, but it's done differently.
Well, it's cabled over.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you would use and of course, it's become a moot point because phones don't have headphone jacks anymore, but that's how the sound would have normally gotten in there from a phone. Certainly your MP3 players and your CD players, your 8-tracks didn't have headphones. They were in the automobile.
I'm aware.
Okay. All right. Just making sure. It's a long time ago.
Just showing you my preference. All right. Let's move into our production here. We're obviously still, as Andy just mentioned, we don't have much room. So when we announce a product, we usually give the dealers, a few weeks to compile their, orders and whatnot. But we are very close to order on almost any item because we just don't have room to store much. So as a consumer, if you see something we announce and you like it, I'd get your name on the order with a dealer, TrainWorld, or whoever you shop with, and make sure you get one, because trying to find one after the fact will be a little more difficult than it used to be. And let's see.
Well, I guess we can jump right into what's coming in or what just came in. And this is kind of a hodgepodge. So I think some of these are coming in and some of them came in over the last month or so. And Rich just told me, he's very good on communication with me, folks, just so you know. He just told me about 5:55, right before we went on air, that my list was incorrect because one container passed the other container. So what I am saying is coming in is not coming in until November.
In my defense, I just found out this afternoon.
Okay.
So,
all right. Well, maybe
no,
my previous statement still holds. Your communication.
I'm poor. With the Mikados, the USRA Mikados, is what Andy's referring to, and the one LCL that left after the first one actually is going to be delivering this coming Thursday while I'm at York, so I don't have to unload anything, which is nice. Yeah. I've got that going for me. Anyway, so
are you saying that all of these on the pictures here are not?
They'll be about a week and a half later.
And I don't even have the other ones listed.
Well, we've got Louisville and Nashville.
Well, that's in the list, isn't it? No, it's not. Never mind. Go ahead. You should know what we have.
Yeah, I should. A good vice president of sales would, but you're talking to me. So I'm trying to wing this off the top of my head.
Well, I had it on the list. That's why. Oh, there it is right there. Yeah, it's number 2 on the list, maybe. Let's look at them. And so just pretend like these are here now, and they're really not. Right? Is what we're saying.
They're about 10 days away.
Okay,
yes.
So nickel plate. I'm sorry, the MTH name is hovering over the item numbers. I'll have to remember that next time.
Yes, I
see that. Yeah. So we've got L and N, B and O. Again, just imagine these are here ready to ship. Union Pacific. There's the L and N. That's lovely.
Yeah, that's pretty.
Maine Central. And Pennsylvania.
Very nice.
So there you go.
Yeah. So anyway, you should start seeing some of the USRAs. By the time you get home from York, you may see some in some shops. And then, like I said, the second half, probably about a week and a half after that, we should have 100% of them in.
Okay. So next up is ES44s. And these are, in fact, some of these, the single engines are in and out, right?
Some of the singles come, and the holiday ones are on a container due in right near the end of October.
So the CSX you've shipped, and that's right, Ken. You got some of these. I should be asking you. Nope. Kansas City Southern.
I believe that's shipped as well.
Okay, I think so. UP and Lehigh Valley.
Well, not sure on Lehigh, but yes, then we have, of course, the sets, which are like the Christmas diesel and caboose, and the Evolution Hybrid, which has the green charging lights, obviously, and the Christmas and Halloween.
So the Halloweens, so the engines and cabooses are shipping now?
Basically.
Or did that container get passed?
The ES44s we don't have yet.
Ken Jr. will have these about the 30th of October, probably, unfortunately.
Okay.
And but the rolling stock, Andy's picturing here.
So these, the end of the month?
Yes.
Okay. All right. And now this engine has the flashing charging light.
Yes, it does. Right. It has orange.
And spooky sounds, I believe.
And spooky sounds, yes.
Yes, it's quite, and the graphics are nice. That's my team.
I understand.
In my humbleness.
Yes.
What about this?
Same container.
Oh, that's
I know.
Yeah.
We tried our best.
But these have
the Halloween rolling stock is in stores right now.
So the blinking crossbuck.
Yes.
Crossbucks light up, LEDs. Regular boxcar, right?
Yeah,
and then the Transylvania power meter.
Transylvania power and light.
Nice.
Right.
Power meter.
Very cool.
Yeah, you like that one, Ken?
Yeah, very nice. Different.
I think so. All right. So then the Christmas releases. Now, perhaps you're ahead on these.
Well, there's a lot of Christmas we've shipped about 3 weeks ago.
So what in here?
The rolling stock there, the box cars, the ES44 and Caboose will be out at the end of October.
That's nice.
And
That's before Christmas.
it is, and for once we've actually gotten a little ahead of the game there.
Okay. All right. That's good.
And the
What about
bump and go trolleys on the same container, so that'll be out at the end of October as well.
And then these have come in, right?
Yes, those should be in stores now.
Okay. Blinking crossbuck again. Regular box car. We're not doing the more religious themed car this year. Is that correct?
We did not. We'll probably get back to that next year, I suppose.
That'd be a good survey to
Yes.
see how many people miss it.
Yes.
I mean, we did a lot of them over the years for sure.
And just so you guys know, there was a request for Hanukkah, so don't forget about that one maybe next year.
Okay.
Jot it down.
We did some back in the day, and they sold okay, and then they kind of got smaller. I was surprised actually, but it was a pretty long time ago.
Well, that's good. It's good.
Actually, I don't think anyone's ever done a lighted menorah. And now that you have the LEDs, maybe something.
Does it have to light up in sequence?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
Maybe.
Have to
Yeah.
fire a new circuit board.
I'll have to put you on my consulting team.
Yeah. All right.
We have an unlimited budget, so don't worry. And then, of course, the Christmas box car with the power meter as well, and that's in stores now.
So that's got a Z4000 in it.
Yes,
I mean, not in the car.
no, not in the car.
Right. That's
Wow, look at that.
yeah, I like it.
Are you guys sold out of the Z4000s now?
Yes, we are.
Okay.
So
Yeah. Yeah, we stocked up as best we could, but people were buying them and grabbing them. It was a hot item. Still a hot item. Still a hot item.
yep.
Now these are in stock.
Yep, the Gons with snowmen are in stock as well. We've got a red Gon and a green Gon, and the snowmen light up and there's LEDs.
I meant to put a link to a video and play that, but there's a video on the MTH site. If you look these SKUs up through the product search, you can see those cars. Wow, they're pretty cool. They're pretty cool.
Yeah, the Christmas lighted is a huge seller. Everybody goes crazy for it.
Yeah, the Christmas stuff's always done well. It's always been just a challenge with the deliveries to get it out in time.
Oh, one last Christmas note: the flat cars with the sleighs on them and reindeer that has the glowing nose and whatnot.
That'd be Rudolph.
Yes, that would be Rudolph. Those will be out around Thanksgiving time frame. So,
And are you sold out of those?
pretty close. Yes, we don't have hardly any room on those at all.
All right. Now we got some announcements that we've done. These products have not come in, so I think that was the end of what's come in recently.
Just wanted to show. Sorry, guys. I just wanted to show some of these Christmas lights and everything. And you guys, every year you come out with something different, unique. It's never the same. So these are the snowmen that light up and the LED lights. This was a game changer for the industry. And quite honestly, it's really unique. And you're the only one who's able to do it so professional and nice, where it looks like a true modeling LED. It's not like something gimmicky or fake. These are real LEDs. They look really nice and just really neat, and something animated to add on to the layout. That was one of their past ES44s, but really cool stuff you guys got.
Thank you.
Okay, so
the 0880 Angus articulated is I think we are sold to the purchase order on those now. There's 2 Russian iron versions and a Erie Black as well. So if you're interested in this engine, folks, better get to a shop and make sure you get your name on one.
smoking, steaming whistle?
Yes, this one
Okay.
will have the
I
steaming.
think it was in the feature list,
Yes.
but I
I'm-
could have screwed that
I'm
up.
pretty sure, Rich, it's all sold out now.
Yeah.
It's, they went quick, and we actually had a re-up our order, and I'm pretty sure it was me. With Rich, we were grabbing what we can, and they definitely moved. So make sure you get your pre-order in because there's not many left.
33,000 gallon tank cars. These were announced
Couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, about
Couple of weeks ago, yeah.
Yep. So 4 different schemes there. And this is one of the more interesting MTH cars. It's a long car. This was really more for moving pressurized loads, I believe. There's some copy there that I'm sure you didn't read in preparing for today's event, but it explains it. And you can see that on the website if you look up any of these item numbers. And they'll have all of the features of what the prototype actually did. We're out of order here. My bad.
Yeah, I was going to say your production skills are
I should
drifting.
I should have had Ken on that. He could have checked it out for me. That's stuff here.
When you guys
so many
announce,
pages.
Rich, when you guys announce stuff, is it always a prototypical type thing? Do you ever do fantasy stuff?
It kind of depends, and we lean toward more prototypical product in Premier, but it's not exclusively that. And in Rail King, we take a few more liberties, but not all the time. Some of that's pretty prototypical as well.
The Halloween cars we just saw are definitely prototypical.
Yeah. Yeah.
See those every day.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
So what's next, Andy?
Premier 50-foot waffle cars. Do you know what a waffle car is?
Well, it's a car with waffle
Indeed.
size, and
Yeah.
even I can see that. So yeah, we've got obviously 4 schemes there: Santa Fe, D&H, Main Central, and Chessie, and they're good-looking schemes as well.
Has the order cycle closed on those?
It's right close, yes. So if you're interested, jump in there for those as well. I can probably cover whatever comes in short
Now,
order, at least.
the order cycle has been 2 weeks, but you just told me the other day you've actually been giving dealers about 3.
Well, yes, it's it's a little tight, 2 weeks, and we just decided we were far enough in front of certain things, or actually maybe production was far enough behind in certain areas, so we could go ahead and extend it out a little farther. So that's about where
Depends
we
how
are.
busy Rich is.
Well, I don't know. I mean, you get the news out on a Tuesday to dealers, Wednesday to the consumers. 2 weeks is pretty short a time, but it's working, I think, compared to the old catalog method.
Yeah, it is. And it's just basically the customer doesn't have to digest 160 or 70 page catalog. So it's fairly easy to make up your mind on if something appeals to you, I think.
That's true.
Yep. And there's some custom runs on those waffles, but I haven't seen that many on them so far, but certainly on the ST35s, they've been coming in pretty hard from some of the custom run guys. I don't know, Ken, you guys in on an ST35? See if I have it in your list.
No SD35.
Oh, yeah. You better jump on that.
My good dealers.
Oh, I understand. Yeah, the good deal. It's important to make sure that those guys are.
Yes.
Yeah, you got to weed through the chaff, as it were.
Rich doesn't have time to call me anymore. We used to be best buds. He used to call me every day.
I'll get the Biancos to where they're in the good dealer category.
Okay. All right.
No, we got obviously MTH is offering 4. We've got Chessie, Montana Rail Link,
The order is right there.
They're nice
Atlantic
engines.
Coastline, and CSX.
They're nice paint schemes that you guys picked out.
Yeah, and they're all the Premier diesels are available in 2 cab numbers each, so that if you want a double head, you can do so prototypically.
Mhm.
Sharp, very sharp.
Rail King
And
SD45.
it's a Rail King scale SD45.
Now, what does that mean?
Well, basically, the story of Rail King scale was it was older premier tooling from way back in our early days. And as the market became more discriminating in terms of how much detail level they want, in some tools, it made more sense to tool a brand new engine with more detail. And so we just rolled a lot of that older premier tooling into the Rail King scale category. So you get a lot of value there because the engine still is nicely detailed. It's scale proportion. But
So if you don't get too close, it mixes in nicely with the
it
Premier.
absolutely does. It
Yeah.
absolutely does. So on these, you've got your Erie Lac, Conrail, Montana Rail Link, Seaboard, and Santa Fe.
So did you pick these road names? I noticed the Montana theme. Are you going out to do a cattle drive or
I
something?
seem to get stuck on certain road names and can't get off of them for a while.
So no cattle drive.
No cattle.
I mean, I know you like chaps.
But well, yes.
Okay. Well, it just seems. Oh, I forgot to show the audience the Seaboard.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to show the audience of Rich and his chaps.
No,
That's pay-per-view only.
yeah, I can't work under those conditions. I mean, I built a nice green room and everything for you.
Yeah, but that's still it's a substandard green room. There's still brown M&Ms in there.
Okay, well, my bad. One of the things that Rich has asked me to do, and I actually listened to him, just barely, just started it, was to keep talking about these custom runs, and we're going to talk about TrainWorlds in a moment. But he asked me to figure out a way to make it easy for people to find the custom runs that we're doing for any given model. And so what we're doing now is on the products that we've already promoted, we're starting to include a link to the custom runs that the dealers have done. And we can't do it right away because I'm behind, because there's so many of them in some cases.
And you're inefficient.
And I'm inefficient. So it may take 3 to 4 weeks before that link shows up and you start to see some of the items. And then the other problem is the items will show up on the website before the picture does. So here's a newsletter that came out on August the 3rd of Rail King tank cars. And if you scroll down on that newsletter, and I'm just going to show us some images. I'm not actually going live here. Now I've lost my arrow. Where did it go here? There we go. Come on. I'm struggling here.
Rich, quick commentary.
Okay.
Well, let me say this, folks. Please, if you haven't already, sign up for the e-newsletter. You'll be informed of not only what MTH is offering through the whole dealer base, but you'll also see a lot of different custom runs announced and who's carrying it, etc. The tool Andy's working on here is just going to make it a little easier after the fact for customer kind of a little bit late to the game. He sees that we have Rail King tank cars, and it just puts more information in one place that way. But please sign up for the newsletter. You can also just, if you're on our homepage, there's a news tab, and you can see every announcement from the latest one working its way back. So it's important to stay in touch that way.
So when you click on the link of the newsletter, it'll send you to a landing page on the MTH site. So here's the landing page for that same newsletter of August the 3rd. And when you scroll down, there's your custom run tank offerings link. And if you click on the hot link there, it says here, it'll take you to a page that has all of the different tank cars. And you can see on the left, all of those road names. So there's a bunch of them. I'm only showing 2 in this picture, but you get the idea. And I've highlighted the dealers that have actually ordered those cars. for distribution, exclusive distribution. And if you click on one of the cars, it'll actually take you to the landing page of that car, and you can contact the dealer and place an order that way. So that's really kind of the difference in the way we're trying to hook in the releases, the custom run releases.
We do have a question. Will the quillable whistle sound set for steam locos be available with the new WTIU and WTIU app? If the engine's so equipped, yes, absolutely.
Yeah, but they'll work with any the
You can use the
WIU, the WTIU,
the handheld.
Yep.
If the engine's equipped with it,
you can trigger it.
yes, you can trigger that.
Is that the only
Yeah.
question on that?
Yeah, Andy, on
Yes,
on the custom cars that you just showed us, that landing page, if
Uh-huh.
the dealer is out of the item, does it come off or does it stay there?
Now you're making my job really hard. So it just stays there. It's historical.
Okay. In search of. So now
Yeah.
the customer has to be in search of.
It's not it's not live to inventory or anything like that. So if a dealer, the problem is that if I could take it out of the search results by, no, it'd be a pain. Yeah, you're stuck with it. It's historical.
Okay. All right.
Yes,
Or if a
sir.
dealer said we're out, take it off, can you do that or no?
Well, then it would come off the site entirely.
Okay.
So
Okay.
and the one thing about the MTH site that I think a lot of people appreciate is that it has every item that MTH has ever done, whether it be Premier or Rail King or HO or S Gauge or G Scale or Template or the old Lionel Corporation stuff. Everything is there, so it's a nice historical reference for folks.
You could add a small little add-on tab if you had the time that says sold out
Right.
train.
Sure, I could.
That would solve
Yeah.
everybody's problem.
It would.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd have to bill you for it. I got to bill somebody.
All
All
right.
right.
So
Just saying.
let's move on to some of these custom runs. And I want to say this about the custom runs and whether it's TrainWorld or a lot of our other shops that are working with us, it really kind of allows us to do some road names that we may not normally do. More local to wherever the shop is that's coming to us. And it gives you pretty good feedback because the dealer knows what his customer base, I think, wants. So
Yep.
it's a good way for you to have your voice heard out there. And because if you can work with your, whatever hobby shop it is, whoever you work with, you've got a decent chance of seeing maybe a more obscure type of paint scheme or road name or whatever. We're happy to work with.
So I think what Rich is saying is that if you have a suggestion and you think it's weird, maybe your friendly dealer will also be on board with it, even if it is weird, and they'll do a custom run.
I think
Right? Is that what you're saying?
weird might be the incorrect word. Maybe I don't know.
Unique.
Unique. Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Regardless, one of the things that separated MTH in the beginning, and by beginning, I mean, we go now, what are we in, 42 years?
42 years.
42 years. Wow.
Wow.
Is that the consumer's input was valuable, relied on, really requested by MTH. We wanted to hear from customers about what they weren't getting from other manufacturers, what they wanted to see from us as we develop new tools, what tools they wanted to see us do.
Yeah.
And without that input, we would have been hard pressed to grow.
And I'm still interested to, email me, call me, see me at York, let me know. I'm listening. And it did. Without that input from the customers and the dealers allowed us to grow to where we were. And a lot of the manufacturers had a reputation of just going their own way and not really listening. So I think that did serve us well.
Well, it's the only way you can really, unless you have big marketing budgets and can go out there and study it, you need the customers to have the input. So don't hesitate to, whether you're contacting MTH and Rich or just through a dealer. I mean, we're getting a ton of feedback from dealers and interest in doing things, and they're making a financial commitment to these things. TrainWorld can certainly attest to that. So they're basing that commitment on what the consumers are telling them and their feel for what the market wants. And it's really been a unique and interesting way to see the business evolve. It's been a lot of fun actually designing some of these schemes. I mean, guys like Ken Sr. are tough to work with, but I power through and we come up with something.
You got to take some of his ideas and turn them 180 degrees to make it. Anyway, let's move into.
So American Crane Cars, we announced those a month ago or so, maybe.
Give or take.
Yeah, and TrainWorld piled into this one, and they're doing a work train for the Metro Transit Authority up there in New York. And this car will be out, I think, in January.
I believe right around there.
Yep. So where's your position on that? You still got some of those to sell, Ken?
Yes, we actually just announced it only a couple of weeks ago, but we have a lot of construction guys that do work in the city, and these cranes are out there, and we tried to resemble it to the best of our ability, but it's actually a New York City crane, and this is how people work in the city. And you see it on the railroad. And I actually had one of a union member came in, and he was telling us about these construction cars and all the stuff that he uses on his job sites and everything. So they're really unique, and they're doing very well. So should be a good seller.
So that car, that boom articulates in half, folds in half, so it's not that big when it's folded up, and you can raise and lower the boom and the hook. There's winches on the sides of the crane, not motorized, but got to use the hand of God. So it's all good.
Very cool.
And roadside stand building. So this is a favorite little building of MTH's, and I've done a bunch of these over the years. Rich likes to think up some what he finds humorous names for them, and I think Ken Jr., maybe it was Junior, starting to get on your punch, drinking the Kool-Aid.
I think it was.
Yeah. So that's what we came up with, and that'll be out, supposed to be in December. Is he gonna? I don't know.
That's
not very reassuring.
I know.
Yeah. There you go. So how are those doing, Ken? Did you announce that yet?
Well, now everybody may cancel.
No. That's what I said. Roll your time back. I'm sure it'll be out in time.
It's a great idea, actually. I really like the, Griswold idea. It was very good.
And there's some signs inside that talk about, electric wiring and things like that, right?
Yeah, it's very cute, and it's a good Christmas time theme, and everybody kind of knows what it is. So I think everybody wants that fun excitement on their layout.
And the sign lights up. It's got the LEDs going around the outside edges of it. Then it's super easy to hook up. So no assembly. Just pull it out of the box, wired, and you're good to go.
And the best part, if it comes defective, it actually may be okay.
Well, I think it's important to recognize that most MTH product never comes defective. So
that's right.
We don't have that. We don't have that.
High quality product.
Right. Yeah. High quality product.
Yeah. On the Griswold, there's a little sign in there. Does anybody remember what that sign says?
See Sparky.
Yeah, something about Sparky, right? But you can't. You got the artwork, Ken?
Somewhere. We'll go back to it.
I think we're also going to put on there experts in exterior illumination.
Right.
I think.
Yes.
I think that's in there.
So that's on the left side, and I think the Sparky sign's on the right.
Good marketing guy would have had that artwork. So
yes, he would.
That's unfortunate. So,
looks good. Looks good.
It does. So you're selling G Gauge. You guys are doing well with G Gauge, right?
Yes, and actually, someone asked if you guys had any new product in G scale. So,
Well, there you go. So the grand unveiling,
yeah,
some
let's go ahead.
FD70 Aces, CSX paint schemes. These are based on the, I believe, ES44 schemes.
Correct.
Yep.
Yes, and before everybody jumps down our throats and that's the wrong paint scheme on the wrong engine. Nobody has the ES44 in G scale that we could make these paint schemes on. So these are the closest, and the paint schemes are just stunning and beautiful. And MTH actually did an amazing job on the SD70 G scale locomotive. They're truly amazing G scale engines. Everybody went crazy over the first run, and it's something different for G scale because G scale guys, I think they're a little bit tired of seeing the same stuff every year after year. So it just adds a different dimension and some new excitement to the G scale hobby.
Yeah,
Great.
we were very happy the way that engine turned out. It's just spectacular, actually, and a lot of money was invested in that engine. So you're right. There's the schemes may be, a little incorrect for that model, but good luck finding the correct model because you're not going to.
Right.
I mean, and it's just a big, massive locomotive, and the sound is unbelievable because of the size of the speakers and the enclosure and whatnot. So, yeah, that's definitely been a success. So up next, some bay window cabooses. Now, I don't know how many folks tuned in to TrainWorld's interview with Mike, or when was that? End of the summer, something like that.
Yeah.
When you guys did that, but Mike started tweaking Junior on one of the paint schemes of flat cars with trailers, and so the next day, Ken calls me up and says, "I need a bay window caboose to go with that flat with trailer." So that's what we came up with. And I'm going to jump ahead one. That's the flat with the trailers. Now, you sold out of those?
No, but it's getting close. And
Okay.
I truly think once people see these actually in person, they're going to go crazy for it because it is the color paint scheme is really nice. And you did a really great job, Andy, you and your team.
Well, I try to persevere through the struggles of somebody concepting out an idea. And so we went around a little bit on that. But so what you've got is the blue and orange side. So I just showed the other side so you should see it. And that way it'll match up however you want to configure the flats with the trailers. Mm-hmm. So pretty slick. I agree with you. I think paint scheme wise, it's definitely,
I think it's a great idea.
Yeah.
Actually.
Yeah. Sure.
Granted, it's a bit radical, but once you actually see them and get them on the layout, they're going to go crazy. And, I think everybody's kind of played out on the same Long Island Railroad freight cars. Everything's kind of been done. So add a little style and flair to that layout.
Yeah, for sure. So then you had us do a couple of U.S. Army cabooses. Now, I think these are going with another engine. Maybe not an MTH engine. Was that the idea?
Yes, they do match a different diesel engine, Army engine that we had an exclusive on. But these are really well-received cabooses, and this one's dynamite. And again, Andy, you did a great job. Kind of taking our ideas and putting it to paper. So really great job on that.
Yeah, a lot of fun doing those things. That's for sure.
Yeah, and those cabooses can go with any kind of military engine, so it doesn't have to be just to the custom ones we're making already with another company, but it's you can put them with anything. But they are a really good seller. We probably one of the best sellers in cabooses we've ever had. For sure.
That's awesome. Yeah,
that's a good idea.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Good idea. So then we got Rail King Dash 8. And you haven't announced this, I don't believe, because I think I just got the image. Yeah. And this is one of those rebadges, right?
Yeah, this is based off an actual train, and they actually call it the Smurf nose. And I don't think anyone has done this in the hobby, whether it be whatever scale. And you guys could correct me if I'm wrong, but I based it off of a actual train out there, and they call it the Smurf nose because that light blue nose is like a Smurf color, and it's very unique, different. And if you're a CSX fan, which is one of the largest, railroad names out there, it's a must for your layout.
Mhm.
Absolutely. So that should be out sometime after the first of the year, I think, those Dash 8s.
Yeah, it shouldn't be much later than that.
So then this is a cool car. So 100-ton hopper in the Premier line. And this is one of the combo body plated cars that we've done. And this is a TrainWorld exclusive. And you can see that plated finish. This is an actual picture of the plated body. And we've done it in a couple of different paint schemes for some other clients. I think this is a cool looking car. I just love the way we contrast the plated body with the painted chassis and top and whatnot. So this is, I think I just ran this in the newsletter last week. So people might have seen this, but hopefully sales are going well on that as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's beautiful, and everybody loves New York Central, and to associate with the Statue of Liberty and American flag is a home run for sure.
Good.
It's a beautiful car, Kenny.
So I believe that's the end of the featured stuff. Now I know you guys have done a lot more, and there's more coming that we'll be announcing in upcoming newsletters over the next really about two and a half months or so. We're running a little behind on getting those images created because there's just so many different offerings, but it's fun. And stay tuned to the MTH newsletter. Stay tuned to the TrainWorld newsletter, and you'll get those announcements as they come.
Yeah, Andy, on the poster behind you, you got that engine back there, that black and yellow. Was that something you're going to be making or something you made a long time ago?
We made that a long time ago. I cannot remember what model it is. I want to say it's probably 5 or 6 years old. And I was just, Rich doesn't have any show displays. So I had to come up with some pop-up banners for him. And he argued with me on doing that picture. And I said, well, he goes, I know what you're getting at. You're trying to show a Maryland-based company and so on and so forth. And actually, it was just kind of colorful. It was the right angle to do the poster.
Well,
so
I do remember that engine sold very well. And I think we can come back and hit it again, Kenny, because it is a sharp paint scheme.
Yeah.
So Canton Railroad, which is a local, what do they call those railroads that are off the main beaten path? The
short lines?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, good marketing guy in the model train industry.
Andy's getting old.
Anyway, it's a short line. Thank you. And still in existence, I believe. So
yes, it is.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if it was like cat logo or something in those colors, but looks good. Looks good.
Yeah. Rich's head's in the way, but if he moves one way or the other way, yeah, you see Canton down there. So
There you go.
Anyway, yeah, cool looking engine.
Yeah.
Very neat. And just to let everyone know out there that we are running a sale throughout the whole week. It's the mega sale for O scale, S scale tin plate. If you go to trainworld.com, you could click on the banner for more details and the coupon code and the exclusions. You'll know all about it. But we were talking about the TrainWorld exclusives items, and there's now 2 ways to actually find those products easily. So we have a nice little easy logo right here, but also under TrainWorld exclusive, we break it down nice and easy for you. So G-Scale TrainWorld exclusive, these were the MTH G-Scale exclusives we were talking about here, and then also O-Scale exclusives. So, and you could sort it by manufacturer. So let's say we want MTH. You could easily sort it by MTH. If you're only looking for pre-orders or in stock, you could select it. We just make it very simple. So sorting, figuring out what you want is very simple. And you could see here, we got all your MTH TrainWorld exclusives. And we actually have a lot listed, over 60 items. So it's a lot of items. That
You're now a good dealer.
Yeah. I don't think Rich even knew that, but and these are the only ones that are active right now. That's not including the ones we sold out of. So we got a lot of things going on. These are the green New York, New Jersey engines. Again, New York, New Jersey engines, little short line switchers. Local to our area, and this is the Dash 8 we were talking about. We still have some trolleys for Christmas time. They'll definitely be sold out by then. Harlem and Manhattanville, which was based off an actual train in the city, same thing, or trolley in the city. Same thing with City Hall to Central Park. That was based off of a trolley in the city. So we're doing a lot of great things. The Route 66. These tank cars we didn't talk about tonight, but they were actually just announced. This is the Union Pacific route of the big boy, and everybody's got a big boy, and you need something to pull it, and those tank cars are going to come out really nice. And this is the George Bush tank car. A lot of different options that we got here, and we're really breaking it down simple. And along with that, you can sort by rolling stock and layout, power, DCC if you're looking for those MTH WTIUs, power supplies, transformers. And under layout, we're breaking it down simpler now for the O gauge guy, where usually TrainWorld, you search that engine, you search that piece of rolling stock, but we have a huge selection of buildings, figures, scenery. So we break it down really easy for your layout. We just really granularize each thing you're looking for. Scene decor sheets, snow and winter. If you're only looking for a theme for snow and winter, track and accessories, vehicles and containers. For track 2, if you're just looking for MTH track, you could search with the roadbed or without the roadbed, the scale track. So whatever you're looking for, we make it very easy for you. So make sure you check it out. And again, MTH has so many new arrivals and pre-orders. So we make it very simple for you. If you're looking for a MTH new arrival, you click on O-Scale new arrivals and you drop down to MTH. And you got all the new arrivals. We just had a huge shipment from MTH. We just got into Subways. I saw a lot of comments about Subways. MTH just came out with the R40s. We have them in stock, limited quantity. We only have a couple pieces left. And this is the second run because the first run was like crazy, oversold out. What else we have? GP35s. F3s that just came out. These are the new TrainWorld exclusives, the Santa Fe blue bonnets, blue and yellow, really nice paint scheme. The heavy Pacifics just came in. So a lot of new items, and actually over 70 new items. So when people ask, oh, is MTH still in business? Yes, over 70 new items, new arrivals coming out. And pre-orders, tons of pre-orders. Again, you could sort by MTH trains. Over close to 300 items on pre-orders. So they are producing a ton of items. So make sure you check it out, because I don't know. I think you're quite honestly making just as much, maybe even more items when you were in full-time production with the catalog.
Not almost. I mean, in O gauge, it's about the same, yes, but
Yeah.
not in total, because we sold off some of the product lines.
Right.
But yeah,
Right.
it's a lot more than I thought it was going to be when I separated and started doing this contract and stuff.
Well, it's been a lot of work, but it's been fun. So I'm glad people are liking a lot of what we're offering, and I appreciate the feedback from end users and dealers, and feedback for custom runs too.
Yeah, and Rich, these UP tenders were a home run, and we grabbed a big amount from you. We've been shutting off, making deactive certain numbers because they're already close to sold out. but we still have a couple available. But some really unique, different product in O scale. Really great stuff you got here, and it feels like every other week you make some kind of announcements. It's amazing.
Well, yeah.
That's
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, Kenny, I had a guy come in today. He asked for the Lifesaver hopper cars by MTH. I said, "What are you talking about, Lifesaver?" He goes, "The colorful striped hopper car you guys made." And it's a Canadian national hopper, an actual paint scheme, but he called it the Lifesaver. I thought that was interesting.
I would have known exactly what he was talking about because I went around with you on that car.
Yes.
Very cool.
Cool looking car.
And you also got that Halloween trolley that you were talking about earlier. You got the North Pole trolley. Just tons of product. I mean, 300 product SKUs just for pre-orders. That's a lot.
Yeah.
Yep, for sure.
And guys, you got to sign up for our emails. We're always doing sales promotions where you get extra discounts, and also in Classic Toy Trains or O'Gagian Model Railroading Magazine, we put in ads in there, and there's discount codes. Use them. New releases or pre-orders are not included, but anything that's over 90 days from that's been in our warehouse, you get an extra discount. Use the code. Buy more.
And for the MTH O scale guy, a lot of people either collect maybe Rail King or Premier. We also sort by the product line. So if you're just looking for Premier items, it narrows it down even more. You could search by engine style. So if you're looking for a specific engine, you could even drop it down to engine electronics, the non-powered Proto 3, standard DC, which would probably be the trolleys, rolling stock. So we really make it easy for you guys. So anything MTH, we carry it all. So make sure you check trainworld.com. We're big believers in MTH. We're big believers in Rich Foster and Andy Edelman. And we love those two guys. And they make our train industry fun. That's for sure.
Of your audience, who loves me more than Rich?
I don't know. I think it was neck and neck.
And one other point, guys, on the pre-order process, the customer out there has got to realize that since COVID, thousands and thousands of more train enthusiasts have jumped in. There's that many more guys buying. They're collecting. They're operators. They're having fun with trains. So you got to pre-order in order to get it at an opening price. Because once the stuff starts selling out, and then we got to get it from a distributor, we got to start inching up our price. I even on certain collector pieces, when the guy came in to pick up his engine, I offered him hundreds of dollars more not to take it. I said, I'll just pay it if you don't take it because I can sell it for more. There's so many people that want the good stuff out there. It just you got to pre-order. You got to pre-order.
And you certainly can't count on MTH to keep it in stock because they don't have enough space in the building, right?
That's correct.
So whatever the production quantity gets set, it's sold out pretty much all the time at MTH after the order closing. And then it's up to the dealer. And the senior just told you, he'll pay you to not buy a train sometime.
In certain pieces, yeah, that's for sure. They're just a hot commodity. I mean, I have customers buying it from me and selling it on eBay $500 more than they paid for it. So it's like it's crazy. The market's getting crazy again.
COVID really did bring out a lot more enthusiasts, and I know I have friends in the industry that manufacture track and switches and things like that. And they've been so busy for the last 2.5 years. Guys that are building layouts, super busy, booked for 2 years straight. And it's all because people found the hobby when they couldn't do anything else. And hopefully they hang around and spread the joy to other folks and their children and grandchildren. And this thing just keeps rolling along.
Yeah, it's definitely a family tradition. Always was, always will be, generation to generation, and it's not too many hobbies that can be like that. This is definitely a good hands-on type thing because a lot of things today the kids are not hands-on anything. They just play with their phone and that's it. So it gives them a creativity to build an empire. Just build it the way you want. Build your hometown. It's just. I'm amazed at what people build in these layouts. It's just incredible stuff. And the amount of hours they have into it and money, I respect the people who do that. It's just amazing. When I built a layout when I was younger, it was kind of like a piece of junk, quite honestly. But when I see what guys do with it, I say, wow, it's great stuff. Great stuff.
Very cool.
Well, thanks for having us, Kenny. I appreciate everything.
Thank you, Rich. Thank you, Andy. As always, it's always a pleasure to see you both. And we look forward to doing more stuff with you and more shows like this. And hopefully we could keep those announcements rolling. And I think I speak for everyone here. We're all very happy that both of you guys are still trucking along or rolling down the track and keeping MTH going. And Andy with the Prime Mover Communications, just keeping the whole industry going with new product and pictures and keeping everyone rolling with new product.
Well, it's a lot of work, but it's fun. I mean, Rich and I both been doing this for a long time. And I mean, you know, he's got his problems, but I've dealt with him, and he's a good guy. So, you know, anything you hear bad about him, it's probably true, but it's still okay.
Yeah, you're both great guys for the industry, without a doubt.
All right.
Well, thank you all very much. Do appreciate it. And you could get all your MTH trains at TrainWorld.com. Thank you, everyone, so much for joining tonight. We really do appreciate it, and have a great night. Take care.
Thanks, everybody.
Good night.